Welcome, economics students. Mr. Gurney here from New Rochelle Economics. And by the way, while I have the shirt on, important to note that we are selling these shirts as part of the economics team fundraiser, and they make a wonderful holiday gift. Many people find them to be terrific stocking stuffers or just a great gift to give a parent or a loved one. So what's today's video all about? How to do the weekly tracking log. We'll be doing these tracking logs for 8 to 12 Mondays, depending on how long your stock project lasts for. It's important to do the tracking log after 4 o'clock Friday when the stock market is closed, all the way through going to bed on Sunday night before the market reopens on Monday morning. So how am I going to do this in the easiest fashion? Number one, I'm going to want to set up an online portfolio on Yahoo Finance or another website. Number two, I have to go through each of my 5 stocks. Now, the online portfolio will do all of this for you, including the math. But let's just go through intuitively how to do this in case we don't have an online portfolio. So the name of my first stock is Apple. The symbol is AAPL. And that, by the way, can be found right at Yahoo Finance. And Apple closed at 144.84. I'm not going to look at this price. This is the after hours pre-market price. I want to look at this big number, which is what Apple closed at on Friday. Again, I can't check it before 4 p.m. on Friday, because if I do that, it's going to still be trading and the price is going to fluctuate. Next, I checked this on October 16th, 2021. The closing price, as we just saw, was 144.84. For the net change in news and evidence, we're going to wait to do that after we enter the buy-sell price, which is going to stay the same every week. I paid 143.74 for Apple when I bought the stock. Where is this going to be? It's on my initial investment statement. I had originally bought 139 shares. To figure out the net change, I'm going to simply subtract 144.84 minus 143.74. Feel free to get out a calculator for that. I can also do simple math in my head. That is a positive $1.10. To complete the total value of stock column on the far right, I'm going to simply multiply my number of shares, 139, times Friday's closing price, 144.84. So to do that, I'm going to multiply, as mentioned, 144.84 times my number of shares, which is 139 shares, and that's going to give me a grand total of $20,132. I'm not going to worry about the cents. So $20,132. And I'm going to do this for each of my 5 stocks. This news and evidence column, where am I going to gather that information? Well, right below all of Apple's important financial data are news stories. And we want to choose one that might be very significant from a reliable source. We don't want to click on this ad, The Motley Fool, MarketWatch. They're okay sources. I prefer something like Barron's or Reuters. And sure enough, this week in Barron's, there's a story about big tech ruling the stock market and how company earnings are going to be coming out. Now, I can read the headline. I can scroll through and read through the whole story if I like. But the bottom line here is I'm only going to be putting in a sentence or two. And most students will shrink the size of the font and put their headline or story here, where we know that big tech stocks are reporting earnings this week. And Apple is not just any tech stocks. It is the premier bellwether tech stock and the biggest company in the world. So certainly that's going to be big news. Now I'm going to do this for each of my 5 stocks. And after doing so, I'm going to add up this right-hand column, this total value of stock column, with each of my totals. And I have 4 other stocks to add up, plus my cash reserves. Now, where did that number come from? When I bought my stock on October 7th and filled out my initial investment statement, I had some leftover money. That's known as cash reserves. I'm going to add that to this total value of stock column and get my total portfolio value, which for this week, I finished at $101,286. So there you have it, folks. That's how you do the weekly tracking log. And obviously, feel free to tell all your friends and relatives that you have the best economics teacher ever.